Heyo, it's me, No Jewel. First video with camera, so I hope you like this kind of format for video. With game developers, you usually see logs. Whoa, relax. I'm not doing a classic one. It's more like an experience log. Maybe I'm not even naming it a log because I don't know if it's a continuous series. But if you enjoy it, I maybe do more of that. So stick around and let me know your opinion. So what's the video about? I was in the UK for a week. There I attended the CCL, the Choreographic Coding Lab. So what's that? It's basically a hackathon around the field of dance, choreography, digital tools, data, and code. The big part is code for me. The format was developed by Motionbank and hosted by them and A+E Lab in the UK. I applied for this event and I got accepted for a week-long residency, exchanging with other great participants and the facilitators, Motionbank and A+E Lab. And yeah, that's me over there standing awkwardly. So what's a residency? Break it down, it's a program allowing you to work on some projects while breaking out of your day-to-day to be in a new environment with new people, getting basically a different perspective on things. And in this case, exchanging with other awesome people that have experience with arts, performance, and also have some background in coding. But isn't this channel about game dev? It's still about building interactive applications that people might enjoy, so the overlap is pretty big, I would say. It was definitely helpful with a fast loop of experimenting with XR features like the mixed reality and getting some feedback from people that are used to this technology and have quite some experience in it. And I think it helped me a lot in this area. I live in Germany and I had to get there somehow. I took the cheapest option, went on the Flixbus from Cologne to London. Just a 13-hour trip overnight without sleep, no problem. Left me in the perfect condition for a packed day ahead of me. I arrived at 6 a.m. at Victoria Station, where I got a free live rap performance.
Swagger hero, only sip a Dr. Pepper Zero.
And I had about 6 hours till my next train. Of course, I went to all the classic sightseeing stuff, got ripped off for a bottle of water, and some more sightseeing. And I saw this guy in the park, so already worth it. Then 1 hour to Chatham by train and I arrived at the A+E Lab for the first event. Absolutely done for, but hey, there's like 5 hours for the actual event and the reason I got there in the first place. Entering the location, I felt a bit out of place, with a lot of people already knowing each other. And I did not talk much because I was massively exhausted. All the sightseeing stuff was too much maybe. There was a lot of networking going on and really interesting talks. To name one to give you a little bit of context, from Camille Dunlop. She does some awesome art using Unreal Engine. Here we have the overlap with game dev. And she presented what she worked on, also during a residency at the A+E Lab. But a bit different and longer than the one I attend. Not gonna lie, scrolling through her projects, my imposter syndrome kinda kicked in. Hey, there are all these great artists, and then there's me, a game dev, without having a proper game out yet. But I do have some experience with AI, so this is probably one reason I got accepted in the first place. As one of the main themes was also AI and XR. But enough for the first date, time for some sleep. So what did I actually do? A bit of context, last year November I applied for some funding for developing a VR game, which got rejected. But I was planning to do more with it, and with these mixed reality features, the pass-through of the Quest 3 for example. So this was a great opportunity to try things out. I even prepared a bit so the development and implementation at the location would go much smoother and faster. So I could focus on implementing a lot of features and connecting with other people. But the first 2 days I had to figure out some technical difficulties, which set me back quite a bit. So the base idea is like this. You put your phone up somewhere with the camera facing the play area. I wanted it to work with the phone so it is as accessible as it can be as an XR application where you have to use a headset. Then you put on your headset, video pass-through turns on so you can see your space again. Now the phone predicts your pose data and sends it to the headset. There it combines the information with the hand and head position of the VR headset, and spawns a puppet mimicking your movement. I used the MediaPipe model from Google so it can run locally on your phone without sending any data to some server. And I got it working, mostly. With the external pose data, I can track the movements of all body parts in real time and visualize it, for example, with some 3D lines. Shout out to the awesome developer Z with his incredible open source VR tools. With this Line 3D add-on, it was pretty easy to slap it on the body parts you want to track, and now you can draw in the room with your whole body and see your movements in the past. The general goal was creating a tool for dancers to explore their movements and help inspire choreographies and new movements, iterating faster on ideas and also maybe having fun with it. Here's some footage I gathered up from the other participants interacting with my tool. Thank you to all the other participants testing out my prototype and letting me use the footage. Each of them had their own projects they worked on during that time, and I will link their socials down below so you can check them out too. Of course, there was also a public event on the last day where people could come in and take a look and also test out the participants' projects that emerged during the CCL. 90% of that showcase time I spent explaining the controls of my prototype. So I definitely got a new perspective on how important it is to make these controls clear when a lot of people are trying it out. If possible, do an UI that explains it, trust me. And especially if a whole school class comes in and they are all drawn to that fancy VR headset. And be extra careful when they move around a lot. Even if they have pass-through on, they might not see you. I had to learn it the hard way. Also interesting, all the kids tried to fight the puppet, so draw your own conclusions from that. So I might work further on this prototype if there's some interest in it. And because I'm not a dancer or a choreographer myself, I would need to have some collaboration to work on it. So hit me up if you're interested. So this channel is evolving in quite the weird mix of videos, which the algorithm probably hates. And all the pixel art in this video took me so much time. But if you like it and want me to do more, please support me on Patreon. my savings are starting to run out. And if I sparked your interest in these kinds of events and the cool artists I met there, I'll link some interviews of the other participants here. They're talking about their creative process and it's pretty raw but really a good watch. Shout out to Naoto for his videos. And if you like doing similar creative work, hit up A+E Lab. These guys are awesome and can get you some great opportunities. Yeah, and I don't have something to hold my microphone, so it was in my hand the whole time. I hope the audio is not too bad. So thank you for watching through this video and see you in the next one. Yeah? Have you subscribed then? Alright.